Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be binding my Carnival. The Carnival is a Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. It is from the fall 2023. Yes, I had to make sure I'm getting that right. I've already trimmed it here. It's already been quilted, backed and quilted. Miss Dee Dee did that for me at Stitched in Faith Quilt Shop. So, I am just getting into it. And guys, I know y'all were seeing this on Monday, but it is Sunday night. Let me tell you, I hope y'all are having a wonderful Memorial Day. Spending time with your friends and your family. And remembering those that are no longer with us. Oops, I had a little something I need to cut. Well, it just pulled right on off, didn't it? I didn't need to do anything. What I am doing is going to sew my binding. I had to think there for a second. Sew my binding to the back. And I've been given a lot of people have told me to sew it at 3/8. So that is what I'm going to try to do. Let me see. I see 5/8, so I'm guessing that's going to be 3/8. Because there's my quarter and there's my 5/8. I don't know exactly if that's 3/8 or not. I don't know. I'm going to still have to trim this right here. Yeah, I know I'm squirreling everywhere today. I'm trying to see if I can. I got a little ruler to make sure. Because that's my 4/8. That's my 1/4. Yep, okay, yep. That's where I thought it was. I have to make sure, so I'm not a good measurement math person at all. Don't claim to be. Not worried that I'm not. That's what I got rulers and calculators for. And I just don't, I'm not a good judge of things like that. Never have been. So, and my binding is wanting to fall down here. And I'm wanting to leave enough so I can connect it at the end. And y'all see me fighting. My table's so small that everything's falling off. But guys, I hope y'all had a great weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow, well, today. I'm saying tomorrow because it is Sunday, as I said, Sunday night. And we have had an extremely busy weekend this weekend. Y'all might recall every now and then, this past week, I might be red-faced, or that's why I did not record. I'm going to tell you, this is why I did not record Saturday, because it was so hot in our house, and we just thought, oh, it's just hot outside, and maybe our unit was struggling, but that wasn't the case. We got up this morning, and it wasn't cooling. It was cooling one side of the house. I live in a mobile home, double wide mobile home. It was cooling the back side of the house. That's the side I'm on. My husband's office is on the front side of the house, and it wasn't cooling any of that side of the house. So we've had trouble with this before in a lot of people don't know how this works, but I'll just kind of tell you. In a double wide mobile home, you have your air, like this end of the house. My office is on the very end of the house. It has the central unit outside. The outside unit is right here at this wall. And when it comes in, it goes to my air unit, which is on this wall. I know that's crazy, right? But where my central heating and air unit, you know, my inside unit is, you have a hose like this big around, I think, that goes from one side of the house and goes to the other side and connects to your vent work over there. Well, that hose, now in the past, we have had animals get under there and tear that pipe up, because it is just like a dryer vent hose. It's one of those little metallic hoses that easily tears. Well, what has happened this time, it did not tear, but it came loose. And come to find out, now if anybody knows anything about mobile home insulation and any of that, when I'm saying this, please tell me what the issue is. Because we are having moisture issues in our house. And we have for years. And we have fought this for years. We have actually reached out to the dealer that we purchased the house from. We can't get any response from them. I'm thinking the marriage line, which is the line that seals the house all the way around the center of the house where they come together. Like you have the two parts that come together. They're supposed to be like a rubber gasket that goes all the way around the house, ceiling, sidewall, floor, the whole thing. And I think that marriage line was not installed correctly, because we've had trouble almost, it probably started about 2 or 3 years after we were in the house. And I mean, you know how when you purchase a mobile home, you have that first year, and they tell you, you know, write everything down, and that you find in that first year that needs to be repaired or fixed. You know, like if there's any settling and the walls buckle out, ours did that. So we had to call them and let them know about that. Well, they fixed the walls, and any of the other stuff, you know, that you noticed that needed to be done because of settling and things like that, they would do. Well, we didn't notice the problem until it was too late. Okay. I am going to pin this about 1/4 of an inch from the end, so I know where to stop since I'm binding. Y'all know that's the process I use just for a regular binding. But anyway, they came and did their thing, but we did not know it at that time. But we feel like that because we were in the house maybe 7 years, because we had filed an insurance claim because we thought the roof was leaking, and the adjuster couldn't find a leak. So we went ahead, but he did say there was something wrong. And he went ahead and did the claim for us, and we were able to get a metal roof because we thought, okay, if the roof has failed, we're not dealing with that, because you know, I'm in North Louisiana. I live across from a field. We have really high winds off that field. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with shingles and all that. So what we did, we just put a metal roof on. And we have had nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. I think the metal roof made it worse, because now it's trapped all that air in, and it's a mess. It's a mess, y'all. But I'm telling you, I'm going to pin this down right here real quick. I probably could just get it under there and get the needle in it. Nah, I need to pin that. I'm going to pin that real quick so it holds it in place. For me to get this here. But anyway, so that's what we've been doing today. We went and looked at some options, some air units that we would be interested in possibly doing. My husband keeps telling me we just need to buy another house. Well, that's an option, and that's like further down the road, way down the road. But I guess because I'm one of those, I have a house to live in, I'm not really worried about it. But I do know that we do need to be, we need to create this house account for saving for a new house. And so if y'all want to help, just keep watching my videos and watch to the end. Y'all, that is help enough. I really do appreciate all that. So anyway, that's what we've been dealing with. We went to bed last night realizing it was getting worse, that something wasn't right. And we got up this morning and knew something wasn't right. And so that's what we've been working on almost all day long. We were kind of working on it yesterday evening, but my husband hadn't got under the house yet. It's just one of those things. So we ended up having to go to Lowe's to look at AC units, and we're looking at, I told him I don't want window units. I do not want window units. That's just not a look I want in the house. But we are looking at the units that hang on the wall at the top of the wall. We have some friends that the husband actually sold these type of units for LG, and I think now he does them for Samsung or something like that. I don't know who he does them for now. Anyway, they had them in their old house and they have them in their new house, and they love them because you don't have the unit inside the house to contend with. And y'all, if I was to do that, I could get rid of that central heating and air unit, and I could make me a pantry, another pantry in there for all of my Canon stuff. And I could even give my husband a shelf to put all his electronic stuff in there. We could put a door. Well, it's got that enclosed door lid thing on it, you know. Maybe he'd keep his stuff in that. Because I'm already wanting to redo because it's in my laundry room. And I'm already wanting to redo my laundry room to put like a hall tree in there. I guess that's what it's called. It's got a bench and a place to hang stuff. But I wouldn't do it to, well, I might would. Really, all I want to do is put a bench there, because I have those metal strips that you can hook those metal things in and put a shelf on it. I have some of those that I like because it's on a floating system. I could move those poles back and forth to however long, you know, space them out as wide as I need them, as close as I need them. And because it's on the top bar is a floater. It lets you move them back and forth. So, I know I'm just rambling on, but I'm sewing. I'm getting my binding done. We just chit-chatting here. I'm trying to think if I got much done this week. Y'all saw I got that bobbin and blooms done. Was it Saturday? No. Today's Sunday. Yeah, probably Saturday. I did get that done Saturday. I tried to carry that to the quilt shop to hand it over for pick out fabric for backing and hand it over to the long arm. I was actually going to use this fabric for the backing, because it's a cream color and it's got 10 swirls on it. And I thought, well, that'll be fine. You know, it's not a show quilt or anything. It's just going to be a quilt my babies use. But I don't think I had a piece big enough. But I have a bag of flat sheets. And I think I may have a 10 flat sheet. If not, I know I picked up a sheet. I don't know if it was a flat or a fitted, but it was purple. So I don't really want to use that one. But I do have some tan flat sheets in that bag, and I know I could use them. Miss Dee Dee would probably fall out if I brought her a sheet to put on the back. But hey, that's what my grandma did. She put them on there all the time. Because I don't know about y'all, but my fitted sheet is the one that tears up before my flat sheet does. They don't make sheets the way they used to. I guess if I got cotton sheets, they might. But I get a cotton sateen sheet. Oh, they're so wonderful. They're so breathable. They're so soft, so soft. That could be the problem. There's not enough to it, I guess, that it just it's so soft though. Such a soft, and it's cool. It's a cool sheet. Now I've had bamboo sheets before too, and those are really cool sheets. But on this bed that I have, my bed is so hot, y'all. Oh, I will, if I don't have cooling sheets on my bed, I would probably have a heat stroke. And that is no lie. Because it is so hot. It's a Tempur-Pedic, and I even have when they came out with this bed, it was supposed to be like the coolest one, you know. But it gets hot on that bed. Very hot on that bed. So let me turn. I have to think about this to make sure I'm not forgetting something that I need to do, because the last one I bound, I forgot to turn it and sew into the corner. But you really need to remember to do that, because it does help. It does help when you miter that corner. So now, pull it all back around here. Flip it all around. Flip it all around. So that is what we have done most of today. We did, while we were there, he told me, he said, well, go ahead and look at flowers. Because he knew one of my garden beds was halfway empty. I only had stuff on the back side of it. It's like 3 feet across, maybe a little longer. I can't reach from one side to the other. So the back side had my my sweet basil, it had my rosemary, sweet basil, and chives on it. So that's what it had on it. And the front side didn't have anything in it. But on the end, I had Tabasco peppers. And that's for my husband, because I'm not going to eat them. And he's like, well, let's get some flowers to draw the butterflies. He knows I love to have the butterflies. So we went, and he told me, he said, just go look and find. Y'all, they had lollipop verbena, I think it's what it's called. It's 2.5 quart buckets. You know, they're little pots about that big around, about that tall. 3 for $12. So I got 3 of those lollipop verbenas. They are perennials, so I won't ever have to, well, I may have to. But when I looked at how big they get, oh yeah, they may take over that garden bed. But if they get like, you know, if they do something real big like that, I may have to take them up and, you know, thin them out each year. So, and we talked tonight about our backyard stays real wet until about mid-June. And literally right now, when you walk out there, it's so wet. I had to wear my rubber boots to go to my little garden bed back there, because it's just so wet. But once you get in the heat of the summer, the ground cracks. It's that dry, but it's gray clay. So we're contending with that, trying to figure out what to do with a garden bed. So I told him, why don't we, because he can't mow it until it dries. But I told him, I said, why don't we make that area into like a garden? And I don't mean like a vegetable garden. I mean like an English garden, you know, a flower garden. And not rose or anything like that. I guess in the British or the UK, if you hear people, they talk about their gardens, it's what we consider our backyard, but that's their garden. But they have beautiful plants in them too, and we have backyards. We don't we don't do like they do. But I told my husband, I said, why don't we do that? It stays so wet the majority of the year. There's only a couple months in the year, really, that we can't that we can get to it. And I mean, literally from like maybe the end of June, beginning of July to October is all we can get there. Because once October hits and it starts raining, we can't get back there again. We can't mow or do anything. And really, things don't go into hibernation that much. And we have a huge oak tree, because I'm pointing right here because it's like right here behind me. We have a huge oak tree out there, and I told him, I was like, and I have some cannas in a pot that I've had back there since we moved in. And I told him, I'm like, why don't we just make that into a garden? We could put landscape fabric out there. We can put some little gravel out, and we can make little growing areas. And I think that's a great idea. He's receptive, but right now we have other things. And he's sneezing in there, if y'all heard that. That may mean he's listening to my conversation with y'all. But that's okay. He probably heard me say his name. But, yeah, so, I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. But I'm so excited about that verbena. I really, when he was having to work under the house on the air unit line or duct work under there, I noticed I have a hydrangea, or hydrangea, however you want to pronounce it. I call it a hydrangea. Right there in that area. And I have 4 clumps of hydrangea, and only one of them has growth on it. And it's not very big growth right now either. So I would like to move it to that area back there that does stay wet, because the hydrangea does like good loamy soil, and just kind of build it up to put it back there. But I also have some jumbo hostas, and I'm thinking next year when the hostas break the ground, because that's when you transplant them, is when they break through the ground, and you can see them coming through. If you dig them up and separate them at that point, you can transplant them. But it's so wet. But hostas do like a shaded, I dare say they like the wet too, because that's right off of our air conditioner, like the runoff for the pipe that comes out from under the house. We have a runoff for the moisture. And that's something else. Our unit, it puts off some water off of it. So, but our hostas are doing really good around the back edge of the porch. But I was just thinking, it would be nice to make that, because it's our access point or entry point to beneath the house, because it is closest to the air unit. We need to remove anything living from right there that we can't move easily for him to get under there if he needs to do that again. And which that is ideal, is to have it. And I told him, I said, why don't we just put some landscape fabric down. We can put some gravel there, some little rocks, and we could put a little bird bath right there, or we could put a large pot there on casters, you know, to where I didn't think to tell him about this, but this is what's going in my mind, what we could put there. We could put a plant there on casters that we can roll out, and we can put walking, you know, stepping stones there. That makes it easier to get to, because it does stay damp in that area right there, because that, like I said, that is the runoff right there. But I would like to try my hostas in different locations in my yard. And just to see if I can grow them in other locations. Because, like I said, these are the jumbo hostas, and they have beautiful white flower pods that come up on them. They're gorgeous. But it would be nice to, let's see them. Okay, I'm not back yet to the beginning. Just about got this done, and I've just been chatting. I'm gonna put that one in right where I need to go. I need to put that needle in right before that pin. So guys, that's what we've been dealing with today. And last night we were really concerned about it last night, because it was, my grandbaby came over for a little bit, and it was a little warm. And he's one of these that if he gets warm, he has to get naked, because he gets hot fast. And y'all, my daughter, I called her before I started recording, because he went to a little get together today with his papa. It's my this is my daughter's father. He went to a get together with his papa, and he went swimming for the first time today. Now, of course, his papa, when he called to invite her, and she was telling him the things that she didn't have, because he's never been swimming, so he didn't have a swimsuit, he didn't have sunscreen, he didn't have a swim hat, he didn't have all of this stuff. Well, he went on and purchased it for him, told her it's done, he's got it here, you know, he just wanted her to come over. I don't blame him, because that little boy is so precious. I wish I could see my little grandbaby girl. Just about called her name out. Oops. but my little granddaughter, my grandbaby girl, she swims all the time, because her Shugs, that's her mama's mom, her other grandma, her Shugs, that's where they're living right now until my son is somewhere more permanently. Well, y'all, I'm almost to the first side again. And I don't know how I keep doing this, but my goodness, I keep ending up with a seam where I've sewed the two pieces of the binding together. I end up with that at a corner piece, or very close to a corner piece, marking my 1/4 of an inch right there. And actually it should be 3/8 right there, but I'm going to about a quarter. Oh, I hope I got enough. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, when I looked at the amount of fabric they sent for this binding, I was very concerned. Because I was like, there's no way that's going to be enough for the binding. But it is. They're the pros. I should trust them. I should leave it up to them. I'm not the pro. Okay. I guess I should just have more faith, huh? Should have more faith. But now I am on the last one, and then I will be able to start on the front side. I showed my husband this quilt tonight. We decided to go grab a bite to eat. I actually had some meat in the fridge thawed out, and he was like, well, you think that's going to be ready tonight? I said, no, it is thawed out. That's for tomorrow. That's for our Memorial Day meal. Got us some sirloins thawed out. I probably should marinate them a little bit, but I got a good dry rub that I like to use. Let's see. I need to call my son tomorrow. I don't know what he'll be doing tomorrow for Memorial Day. He'll probably be with his wife tomorrow. If he was able to get a long weekend, he might have come in so he could spend the weekend with his baby and his wife. Okay, I gotta see how much room I got here. I need to leave it just a little bit. I probably need to stop stitching right about here. Okay, I think okay, I did a little back stitch there to hold that stitch good. Okay, so let me look, see what I got here. I'll lay it here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, we see nope, you can't see it. Oh, let's see. Maybe if I move my tray here, you could see. Okay. I have this piece right here that I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to press it with my fingers real good. Then I'm going to lay this one and give it about 1/8 of an inch in between the two of them there. And press it with my fingers real good. If I could get my iron over here, I would do this with my iron, but I don't have it. But what this does, it makes a T. Okay, I have those two pressed. Now I just have to remember the direction this goes. Because I always seem to get it wrong. This one goes this direction. I probably should be going from this one, but and this one goes from this. So what I'm going to do is pin this additional fabric together so it's out of the way. But I'm going to lay, what you do is you open this up and lay it flat. And this one here, you open it up and you get your plus signs where you've pressed it. You get those plus signs matching. Now this is not always the easiest thing to do. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to try to pin this together. Got to get my pins over here. Some people do not pin this. I do because I'm not that good at it. So I'm making sure that that plus sign is together right there. Make sure that's together again. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I'm laying it flat. I am a marker. I will mark. I will take my little marking ruler. I will lay it here and go from corner to corner. Never cut your fabric when joining back up until you've tested it. That could be a big mistake if you do. I've done it the wrong direction. I normally do it the wrong direction the first couple times I do this. So just don't cut your fabric until you know for sure that it is going to work. So what I'm doing now is I'm joining my binding just like I did all my other strips. I'm getting it under, and I'm hoping I have it in the right place and I'm going the right direction. I think I am, but there's always that chance. And what I'm doing is just stitching on that line. I guess I need to get off my quilt, kind of standing on my quilt down here. Making sure I'm still lined up everywhere. Okay. This is the moment of truth here. Let's see how I did. Did I get it right? Oh, I'm nervous, y'all. I don't normally get it right the first time. So, y'all, it looks like I got it right the first time. But like I said, I'm not trimming that fabric yet until I make sure it's perfect, y'all. It is perfect. Yes. That don't happen very often. So what I'm going to do, take my tray off again, since I need to be right here. I am going to lay my marking tool right here because it's a 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to take my rotary and just cut the remainder off. Yeah, that was barely, well, it was enough. Okay, now I need to press this seam open. I'm going to do that and then be right back. It just makes it work out easier if you do that. Okay, so I have it pressed. And I pressed it in half also. So now all we have to do is lay it on the machine. And I do not trim the dog ears off of it. I just don't. Well, it feels like it may be a little tight. But I'm pretty certain that will be okay. Because we can give it a nice little tug here and help it along. Help it fit there. I'll make sure we're staying on that edge. And we're staying on that 3/8 inch. This is probably when I need some of them quilting gloves. I bet it would help me guide my quilt through right here. Okay, and we've just connected up. I left a big space this time. So what I'm going to do a couple back stitches there, just to be on the safe side. So now what we do is fold over. I got to get back on my seat real good. I was sitting on the edge there. We're going to fold this over. I did that 3/8 inch. Oh, y'all, that is perfect. That is because I have to do this on the front now. So, I don't trim the dog ears. So far, I've never noticed it being a problem. So, but if I feel like it's going to be a problem, I will. I will start trimming them if I need to. That 3/8, y'all, is absolutely perfect. Now, I'm just folding over and getting it over here under the needle. And I'm using the Dove Gray, same color I sewed, pieced it in. It's going to be the same color I do this in. And it looks like that 3/8 is actually a 1/8 away from the edge. So that is absolutely perfect, y'all. Thank you so much for giving me that tip. Oh my goodness, y'all. I do appreciate that. But now I almost have the carnival done. This is exciting. So now all I have to do is figure out that mitered corner. I've bound several quilts like this, and that corner always gives me problems. I can't remember if I need to do the same thing I did on the back by sewing it to the corner, or I don't remember. And I'll tell y'all, my memory, it's just not, y'all, I'm sorry, I just saw something flash on my screen there. And I've been chit-chatting with y'all this whole time, and we've been sewing for an hour. So y'all gonna have a little lengthy video here. I don't mind lengthy videos. Do y'all? Y'all can sew with this. Hopefully, this is going to be released early tomorrow morning or Monday morning. Y'all are probably watching. This is going, my plan is to release it at 9 a.m. because I need to give y'all my updates tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm going to have some updates. Some pretty updates. Okay, I'm coming on to my dog ears right here. And when I call them dog ears, it's just where my 2 pieces of binding strips were sewn together. I'm going to go ahead and cut those off to not add extra thickness there that I have to worry with. And y'all, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love this quilt. It is definitely out of my comfort zone by way of the fabric design, because I'm not a mythical animal person. I mean, not that I don't think they're pretty and stuff like that, but it's just something I don't have in my home. I'm getting down to this corner and I'm trying to remember how it goes. Let me clip the dog ears because of course I had a binding piece join right there. Let's see how this works, y'all. I probably do need to be clipping this because I know it is a lot easier if I clip it. So I'm going to move this clip down just a little bit. And we're gonna just, y'all, this, I should really clip as I go because this makes it so much easier. Now that I've got those clips off, let me go on and make a clip there. I may have to redo these clips, but at least I'll have them in the fabric. So y'all are seeing me try something that I don't normally do. And I think I used to clip everything, clipper pin, and just kind of got out of it because of the time it takes. And I'm just going really slow here. Okay, now I am going to use my stiletto to hold this down because I can't keep my finger in there. So what's going to happen is I'm going to just keep on. There we go. So let me, don't need that stiletto anymore there. I think what I'm going to do is just raise my foot. Make sure I didn't miss anything there. I didn't. All right. Well, that did pretty good. Let me get finished with it just to see how that turned out. Well, friends, we are on our last side here, and I know I just skipped y'all through a whole bunch of it, but if you've seen me do one side, you've seen me do the whole thing practically. So I am still, I've decided I kind of do like clipping this up. It does make it easier to keep it where it needs to be. Which makes it easier to sew if it's where it's supposed to be. And I'm actually on like the last 12 to 15 inches of my binding. And yes, I'm going to speed up a little bit because I'm ready to get this thing done. I did not think I was going to like this peach colored as the binding, but I think this is beautiful. It's a beautiful contrast to that slate blue that is the outer border. Now, I will say I do not know how even this binding is, but it is on there. And it is done, y'all. Oh my, I'm so excited. I got another quilt finished. I can write this one down in my book too. But y'all, now there were some places where my binding kind of rolled. I'm not sure why that did that, but looking at it on the back, of course there ain't nothing even about it. That corner don't look too pretty there, but this one looks okay. Let me trim these strings out of it. So guys, I hope I didn't take too much out of your Memorial Day. This, as I said before, this is being released at 9 a.m. and my updates will be at 5 p.m. But y'all, look at that. Didn't that make a beautiful border there against that blue? I think that's beautiful. Let's see if we can get a bigger view of it. I don't know which one is top, which one is, okay, I think this is side to side. I will add a picture at the end of this also for you to see. So friends, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to become part of our family. Leave a comment, tell me what you think, and as always, I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day and happy Memorial Day. Goodbye.